And that same process of bringing forward a home rule petition has been available to this body since the last time this body, the council, has addressed this issue in 2004, correct? So for the past 12 years, that has been an option for policymakers to enact a different policy of how to handle a vacancy, right?
Correct.
And there's nothing we could do, this body now, moving forward, that would change the conditions of the vacancy, the current vacancy in Ward 6, or should not change conditions, but change the reaction to the vacancy.
Well, that's correct,
I mean,
yes.
we couldn't say timeout in the special election. We actually want to go file a home rule petition. I introduced tonight. Home rule petition, we appoint the runner-up, and then we wait for the legislature to act, and then we appoint the runner-up in the last election. That'd be ex post facto.
Right, in ex post facto law, you'd have one or more of the candidates filing a challenge. You might have 10 taxpayers. It would create a maelstrom, I think, of activity.
Ill-advised is, in your opinion.
Yes, correct.
Now, what about, mildly off topic, but still related? I've expressed the concern privately to folks that I think ward council seats are too busy and they're too important in the impact that they have and the interactions that they have with residents on an everyday basis to be vacant for any meaningful length of time. I think that even scheduling this election in a couple of months, that's too much time to have this seat vacant. I understand that it's also your interpretation that this body cannot vote to, at least in the interim, fill that seat, correct?
Right, you could have appointed someone back after the death of Councilor Mackman.
To sit for a week or two.
Right, and at that point in time, there were no scheduled meetings, there was no business really before the council. You were already, there had already been a motion to push all the matters forward into this year that were going to be carried forward. So there was no business before the body, no scheduled meetings, no issues. So therefore, as I understood things, because I know that Councilor Finn, who was the president of that body, engaged very seriously that question. And it wasn't until he was satisfied with the answer that he didn't call, he could have called a special meeting and appointed someone and did not.
And that's not a criticism of any decision that was made. I'm just trying to walk through this thing. But we cannot appoint someone now in the interim to sit in the Ward 6 seat, right?
Correct. With the language of the ordinance says that the remedy is the special election. And I know that if you sought to appoint someone, even if it were along the lines of the important policy objective you're trying to achieve, which is not have a vacant office, that person would have, the right to claim incumbency and the right to do some things to give he or she a foot up in the pending special election. So anyone who didn't get appointed but was interested in the office would challenge that action.
Are you saying we could do it though?
No, I'm discussing why you cannot.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that was, I didn't think that
Can't
was
do
the
it.
reason. In my head,
That's
I'm
the
thinking,
rationale.
I didn't think we could, but based on that's the worst case scenario. But that's something we could change though, moving forward, correct? How would we do that to allow for the appointment of an interim counselor to serve during the period pending a special election?
That'd be a very interesting discussion. Just bring it in as a proposed home rule, and there'd be a lot of back and forth, I would imagine. But
And then, so we propose it as a home rule petition, send it to the legislature for action.
correct.
All right. Now, much of the discussion, I guess, on the debate, the discussion we had with Councilor Finn, which was essentially a reaction on your part to Attorney Ricci's position, saying